Good evening, YouTube. This is Kaylin Stern coming at you with the second meal, of my Megabite from SunshiheSideOfLife77. Angry blacksmith in the house. I gotta make a slight adjustment to this just so that you don't see my phone mount is being a little stupid tonight, so pardon the shakiness while I get this reset. This will have to do for tonight. I'm trying something. I want to try something different with how I have this set up, but I have to tip it away like that, so I'll have to keep my tray farther away from me. But anyway, I have water boiling on the stove. Sorry, just adjusting my power cord to my power bank. Let's see, Booger Butt and Booger Butt. Mike is in the house. Yossi is here. Aletha is here. Camp Patton Family Compound. Just scrolling down through the chat, see who else is here. So anyway, this is just some random plastic bag I threw all the stuff in that I want to have for my dinner tonight. And I'm using the 1983 Tupperware tray. There is Puppy Breath and Curious Pete in the house. Thanks for dropping in. So this is the other retort main that she sent me. There is no English on here. It is Thai. That does look like the Thai writing. But apparently it is a curry of some sort. And this has the halal marking right here. That is the word halal in Arabic, which means permissible. And I think this is a 300-gram main. So what I'm going to pair that with is a lemon poppy seed pound cake. I have several of these Italian breadsticks. And this time I decided to grab a cheese spread. Something to have on the breadsticks. And then to go with what I believe to be a curry, I have another one of these BDU instant rices, which were packed by Minotaur Trading Company for them. And this is a gusseted bottom. And then for a cold drink, this is a mango tea drink mix that comes out of the French rations, the RCIR, and maybe some others. And because this calls for 500 mils of water, this is going in my Minotaur Trading Company big glass mug, which can hold up to 600 mils if I push it. And then, so I'll use this bag for trash. And so for the coffee, oops, sorry about that. I'm probably going to keep bumping that thing. I have 2 deep rich coffees, and these packets are different. And they will go in my foreign MRE mug. Gonna see how each one is. This one sounds fine, so I will go ahead and open up this one too. I'm doing a double shot because this coffee is notoriously weak if you use enough water to make a sensible cup of coffee. So this is the second packet over here. This is the first packet over here. So it looks fine. And I have one of my SCM sweetened condensed milk cream, you know, the coffee creamer. Call it a spread, but hey, it's coffee creamer. I usually keep these in the fridge until I run into use them. Then I pulled it out several hours ago so that it would flow out of the packet easier. Even though it's shelf stable, I just prefer to keep these in the fridge. And the cream cheese icings that I have, I also keep those in the fridge. So that is ready for the hot water. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up the rice. Well, that one didn't tear very well, but I'll fix that. Ford Man is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I got something in the kitchen that I will be putting into this rice to flavor it, because this is just plain rice. So when I bring the kettle in to pour the water in my coffee, I will bring that little bit of seasoning At first I'll take this, I'll put it in the pot, and because my stove is warm, I can just lay these on top of the stove near the pots, not touching the burners, but right near them, and they will warm up that way. So I will be right back. Here I have a little bit of garam masala and some turmeric. I'm shaking the rice. I will put that back there. I'm going to take the kettle back into the kitchen just to get it out of the way. And now I'm going to open this up. Some people don't like these. I happen to like this. I can definitely smell the mango when I open it. Now back here I have my insulated camo bottle with my water in it. Yeah, my video's not keeping up with how fast I'm mixing it, but that's okay. I'll just go and pour the rest of the water in since there's not much left. I see DeCarlos in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I'm going to go. James Ortiz is here. Just going back through to see if anyone else showed up. It looks like those two are the latest ones to show up. So there is my mango tea. This pound cake feels like it's going to be a bit busted up. But we'll check it out anyway. Yep, just as I thought. It's kind of busted up in there, but just getting rid of the trash. So there is the poppy seed pound cake. Since it is broken, I can go ahead and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like on the inside. See the poppy seeds all over it. This is one of my favorite the MRE desserts. Just broke off from my hand, but that's okay because I'm going to go ahead and take a bite. A little crooked there. There we go. It's a little bit dry, but it's still got the right flavor. Well, that's what you gotta do for when you cook. Try cleaning after a large number of people. There's Wyoming in the house. Thanks for dropping in. About 3 years ago at my mosque, we had the biggest crowd there for a Ramadan iftar dinner that I had heard of. Normally we feed about 250, but we had an extra 300 plus. So people, because it was still nice weather, we have 4 picnic tables out in the yard, you know, in front of the building entrance. So people sat out there to eat, and we had the storage room opened up for seating. We had the other room down there that's normally like part storage, part classroom. That was full. People were eating in shifts. The kitchen crew were eating in the kitchen, some of them. So, and some were probably sitting in the lobby. But yeah, we pulled it off. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of my coffee. Yep, definitely helps to have two of those deep rich packets, because one alone, you put so little water in, it's like an espresso. And so that little piece that you normally see, oops, sorry, right here is actually, have to get it, it's actually right there. That little, it's like a handle piece that I can use to open the jaws of the mount. I gotta fix this so that you'll be able to see more of the tray. There we go. But without seeing. I'm plugged into a power bank, so I'm trying to keep my well, that'll have to do. I'm also waiting for my main to heat up, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. Still needs a little bit of a mix. Yeah, my 4 MRE spork, see, I'll show you that it literally fits inside. Only one of the two of the tines just barely stick up out of the top of this. But like I said, I like that mango tea drink. Some others do, some don't. The rice no longer has any liquid in it, but I'm going to keep it closed for the time being. For these little bags, I don't bother with using an insulator bag. But anyway, I'm going to go get the breadsticks and cheese spread, and I'll be right back. I'll show you when I get it. I was afraid that would happen. The label started to come off, but this is in the Thai language. But it is Rachel said it was a curry of some sort, and it has the halal marking. So since this label is just going to come off, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. At least the parts that were completely trashed. So I'll put those over here. There we go. That'll do. Oops. Dang it. This arrangement is not going to work. I'm going to have to go back to the other way I bend this mount. There is Rachel. The label on this, I've already peeled some off that just completely slid off, but this stuff just kind of, the label just kind of got all messed up. I'm going to put the rice down. I put garam masala and turmeric into the rice. Having yellow rice is very popular in Middle Eastern and Indian cuisine. Sometimes you get yellow just from the yellow curries that might be used, but very often it's turmeric. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just taking the pouch and shaking the food down so it's below the tear notch. Let's see, Robert is in here. Thanks for dropping in. Well, the tear notch goes across this way. But not all the way. Well, I guess it's got rice in here too. That's interesting. Is this all rice? And let me move. I'll move this rice. I thought it felt a little I didn't think it felt all that liquidy, or I'll go ahead and oh, this is just rice. So it is just rice. There's nothing, no meat, no veggies. I'm going to break it up because it is just one big slab, like you would get in the Chinese rations. The rice is just like one big slab of it. And since I got it on the spork, I'll go ahead and take a taste of it. Plain old Chuck is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. This is like, I think it's jasmine rice. Yeah, this is not tastes like, it's either jasmine or basmati, but I think it's jasmine. See, the rice grains are kind of small like the rice we're used to. See, I'll pick up some of this. There you can see the size comparison between the two different rices. Of course, I got the garam masala taste on there. But it's a good rice, though. It actually, even in its plain form, it tastes better than the plain rice that we would normally get here. Oh, Zed is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. First time I've seen you here. Welcome. I do this every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. It'll be 8 Eastern. I'm going to open up the breadsticks. Well, these are the Italian breadsticks that I have here. They separated. They separate easier when they're warm. And I have the cheese spread. I may try a little something. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of cheese spread on breadstick. Oh, I bet that was good. Yeah, I did the root beer float drink mix with carbonated water. And that actually brought out a little bit more of the root beer and ice cream taste. That's right, I did it. I put some of the cheese. Well, this rice, this white rice, came in the mega box or Megabite box that Rachel sent me a while back. Oh, yeah. You know people are going to go for that, Rachel. You know they're going to eat that up. Is it going to be called the Sunshine? Yeah, put some of the cheese on this white rice. And since this cheese spread is very salty, that does help the flavor of this. Let's see. I'm going to scroll back to see if... nope, she didn't say anything new after. I was just trying to scroll back, but my this actual mount on this pivot does not want to stay in place sometimes. I did not add any to this rice. This is the BDU rice packed by in the same packaging that Minotaur uses. I only put turmeric and the garam masala. So this cheese would provide all the salt that this would need. Yeah, sorry, Rachel. Had I known this was just rice, you know, I have an issue trying to translate with my phone. It doesn't seem to want to lock on, especially with the silver. The shiny pouches are a problem for the Google Translate or whatever translate app you use. If I would have known this is rice, I could have taken one of my other mains out of here to put on top of it and not use this other rice. But oh well. There you go. There's a bit of a Megabite. Go for the mango tea. Nothing wrong with a good lasagna. I bet. I've never tried, I think I've tried the Mountain House lasagna in, or maybe not a Mountain House. I think it was, no, it's a retort lasagna. There is for Anne-Marie, Art, and or Nina in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I think I made a bit of an oops on this one because this pouch, that came out of the silver pouch that Rachel sent me, I thought it was something like a curry, but this is just rice, but I think it's jasmine rice. And so, because I thought it was a curry, I did up another instant rice that I added turmeric and garam masala to. And then I have Italian breadsticks and cheese spread, and I put some of it in the rice, and I have a lemon poppy seed pound cake. And of course, have to have the for Anne-Marie mug. Yeah, I made an oops, but do I care? No. I actually do like the cheese spread on this rice, so I'm going to squeeze a little bit more on there. And I'm going to put more on here too, just for the sheer heck of it. Now that's if that's Art running the for Anne-Marie, that's probably him that did that super chat, so that's much appreciated. And sometimes I'll explain it for those that have never seen a super chat before. When a channel is monetized and the channel owner turns a super chat feature on during live streams, people can hit on that and kick them a little coin. Although YouTube will take its cut, but the leftover does help. It's one way to support the channel. I have the channel membership turned on, but I don't actively plug it. I just kind of leave it there, just like I do in my About. I have a Patreon link there. I just kind of leave it there for anyone who may wish to do that, and if they don't, whatever. It's just an option I leave. So I was reaching over my foam out to get the coffee. Yeah, fruit jerky like fruit roll-ups. I'm just going to mix these two rices together just for the heck of it. When you can get some entrees and even other things from different countries, it gives you a chance to try something you may not normally get to see. Well, the first time I had a Russian kasha and a tushonka, which is the stewed beef, I just went bonkers for it. I would eat that stuff all day long. Now, properly aged cheese is really good. There's a cheese underneath the rice. Now, last year, I think I tried to toast these Italian breadsticks in my little 6-inch cast iron skillet on my stove. It was the Sunday I did the cheese pizza from all MREs. They're supposed to send me 2 slices, but they put a pepperoni slice in there. So Aletha got that pepperoni pizza. And then they sent me another cheese pizza slice later. Because someone wasn't paying attention when they were packing that bag. By the way, I gave away a foreign MRE sticker earlier today. A tag from ALK Foraging and Adventures came over to pick up a cover for a backpack because the backpack that I bought from her is one that she used to use, but it had a pack cover in it, but it belongs to a different backpack, so she needed it for an upcoming trip. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll just buy another cover for it another day. So in the bag with that pack cover, I put a foreign MRE sticker. And I put a Jimmy Slash sticker in there too. We both watch that channel. We're subscribed to him. He is a guy who does a lot of knife reviews. And he does giveaways. And all the donations he gets for his channel are saved up for shipping costs to cover boxes that he sends out in like late November and December. He calls it PIFmas. P-I-F mean pay it forward. So he also gets donations of various items like knives, paracord, candies, other little goodies that he will throw in the boxes, maybe morale patches or other stickers, just to fill those boxes that he mails out. And they're all random. You know, he packs them up. Then when he gets the addresses, he just starts slapping labels on and getting them out. I'm just scrolling back through the chat to see if I missed anything. Nope, doesn't look like it. Just making sure I'm caught up on the chat. So yeah, if you get one of those PIFmas boxes or you win one of his giveaways, you usually get a little something extra besides what the actual prize is. So you may get more than one knife in the box. You may get maybe a little flashlight, maybe a multi-tool, maybe a pen, you know, just all kinds of stuff. And there is Wide Family Farm in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Wide Family Farm has some really awesome looking turkeys. She has a heritage breed turkey, a group of them. And she has some unique chickens too. And they're fun to watch. Plus, she does a pretty good sized garden. That's probably the size of my whole apartment, including the deck. So you have to check out her channel and see all the good stuff she's got there. A little bit of cheese just rolled right off. But in case you're wondering why this looks like all rice, because it is, because I didn't figure out what this particular silver retort had in it. I thought it was like a curry, and I'd like to have rice with something that's got curry in it. But that's okay. It's my dinner, and I'm eating it. Oh, that's good, Rachel. If you're having issues, now go ahead and refresh if you have to. I've had to do that a number of times. I was a panel guest for the first time last week on Gil's Gray Man Prepping channel, and that was a hot mess because my connection just is not strong enough for the Wi-Fi that I have, and I think I have the fastest speed that Mediacom provides for Wi-Fi because I do it on my phone, so I could not type in the StreamYard chat. So if I wanted to type something, I put it in the YouTube chat. But I still did it. That was about apartment prepping. I still have to do everything on mobile. I watch on my Kindle because it has a bigger screen, but I shoot on the phone. Yeah, it was. That was an interesting night, but we pulled it off. Oh, beef taco, that does sound good. I'm not too far from a place where I can get one if I want to cheat, but nope, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to run over to Tasty Tacos just for one taco. Yes, it is. It's very good. You can get the regular, the flour tortilla tacos, or you can get the ones or the it looks more like a fry bread. You can get enchiladas, you can get quite a few other things. Yeah, they're good tacos. And they are better than, say, Taco John's or Taco Bell. I will not bother with those two places anymore. Well, Mike, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait for that, or you go way up into the mountains. One channel I'm subscribed to, he's out in, I think he's in Oregon, but he lives near mountains, so he shot a clip of the mountains that he can see from his property, and there's snow on it. Well, thanks for dropping in. So Booger Butt and Booger Butt, go check out their channel. They do some fun reviews and unboxings and mail calls. Pretty darn cool. Yeah, we'll let it slide this time, Robert. I'm not going to boo him for that. Still 83 here in Des Moines. Yeah, it got pretty warm today. It's like almost 90 today. Nah, you're all good. You're all good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's still a little warm for as late as it is. 5 minutes after 8 Central Time. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not in that part of Texas. Morgan of Rogue Preparedness was in Arizona. She used to live in Texas. Then their family went full-time roaming in the RV. Then they settled in Arizona. But then now they're up in Alaska, so that's a big, that's like a culture shock. But that was actually a lifelong dream, to go up to Alaska. And so they got a property up there, already had a cabin on it. So they just renovated it, and they're gonna do some other things on the land. They got 3 water sources nearby, so I can't beat that. Oh yeah, that sounds nice. That's perfect weather. But we'll get there soon enough. Yeah, I went to school with a kid years ago who lived in Alaska for 2 years when he was young, because his dad was, I don't know if it was just some type of a job where he was roaming around, kind of like military, but not military, so I don't know what his dad's job was, but they're in Alaska for a couple of years. So at least he got a taste of it, but he was a young kid then. But then his family moved here to Iowa, and he's been here ever since. Good one, Rachel. I just squeezed the last of the cheese on my breadsticks. Believe it or not, I went to go to Poland. My ancestors came from there back in 1849. I hope you do get that chance. Back in '86, I was in Guadalajara in central Mexico for a month. Summer study program through the college that I attended at the time. And we took classes while we were down there. We had group activities. One weekend in Mexico City. We went to the pyramids. I went all the way to the top of the Pirámide del Sol, the Pyramid of the Sun, all 1,000 feet of that bugger. I could not do that now with the way my arthritis is acting up, and I have herniated discs in my back, so I couldn't do that. Maybe the Pirámide de la Luna, or Pyramid of the Moon, that's a little less than half the size of the Pyramid of the Sun. But it was still an awesome trip. We got to see earthquake damage while we were down there when we were in Mexico City. The area around the Zócalo, or the central square where the presidential palace is, and Basilica de Guadalupe, plus some hotels and some other buildings around there. That was damaged back in '85. September of '85, 2 8+ earthquakes shook the city, and because Mexico City is on a lake bed, the ground is quite soft, and so there's a lot of sinking and settling going on. And after the original Basilica de Guadalupe started to sink and shift and became too unstable for regular use, a new modern style church was built next to it, even that has started to sink. And so you go down by there, you'll literally walk down some steps to go down to the entrance. They had to cut steps or build steps to go down to it instead of going up to it. And parts of the public areas of the presidential palace were roped off because those parts were still unstable and being repaired. So we could only go in through a small part of it. But still, what we got to see was pretty darn cool. Now, Canada is another place that I would love to go. I would love to go fishing up there. I almost had a chance to go to Germany and Austria with the group back in '87, but not enough members of the group were able to get the time off from their jobs or their schools that they were attending, so that idea went down the crapper. And at that time, the local public library had cassette tapes with a book for learning German. I checked those out. I kind of flipped through the book, but I never played the cassettes because we never got to go, and I never went farther in getting a passport than just getting a picture shot at a local Walgreens. So I did hold on to that picture for quite a few years. Then after a while, I just stuffed it in my picture box. Never done anything with it since. So I've been to a lot of the central states here in the U.S. I haven't been to either of the Dakotas. I haven't been to Michigan. I've been through Wisconsin and Illinois, stayed in Indiana. I've been up to Minnesota. I've been in Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. Went through Tennessee to go to Alabama. There's some nutheads popping off firecrackers. I don't know if you heard that, but some nuthead was doing that. And of course, when I flew down to Mexico, we had to go through the airport in Dallas to change planes. Yep, someone popped off a bigger firecracker. Oh, Huga Homestead is in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I hope I said that right. I may have thoroughly botched it. I've only heard it pronounced a couple of times by others, so I gave it a shot. Yeah, I've never been to any states west of Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas. Yeah, I've never been there. Yeah, I hope I pronounced that right because, I've never had much experience with that language. I was in Ohio back in '83 for a few days in the middle of January. And it was cold. We got the lake effect wind. Not a whole lot of snow while we were there, but we got the lake effect wind. Yeah, when I was in Mexico, there was one weekend that we did not have any group activities, so all but two of us in our group went to Puerto Vallarta. I did not go because I'm not a beach bum. I and our group leader was also one of the Spanish teachers at my college and a teacher at that school that we took classes at down there. He stayed in Guadalajara. I think he stayed in a hotel the whole time. I don't think he went into a house like this did. And I just bunked on the Guadalajara for the weekend. Back in '83, I did not need a passport to go to Mexico. All I needed was something they called a tourist card, which was actually a piece of paper, and a birth certificate. And of course a plane ticket. But that, I had an Arkansas ID at the time. So I had that. And I borrowed the original birth certificate from my mother for that trip, but after I got back, I gave it back to her. Nope. Actually, when I was in Indiana, it was just for, I think, a night. I can't remember if it was one night or 2 nights. We stayed in South Bend. That's where we were at in Indiana. So I'd never been to Indianapolis. And of course, there are a lot of places here in the U.S. that I would love to go to. Yep. Yeah, we let check in. And do it again. You're more than welcome to come back here. You can get some of the Iowa Nights to take home and light up. That's okay, Latha. Chatting's fine. Switzerland County, that's a heck of a name for a county. Oh, wow, I hope retirement is actually good for you and you'll be able to keep doing what you like to do. Unless you get bored out of your gourd and decide to go find a job just for the heck of it. I'm sure there's a couple of different Iowa jokes. That's a good one, Pete. All I have left is this broken up poppy seed pound cake. Yeah, it is dry, but because it's not that old, the flavor is still good. It's just broken up. It's I just leave it for last. It's a dessert thing. But yeah, I'll finish off this pound cake. If I had some kind of a pudding, I would put the pudding on top of this pound cake. Yeah, marble has always been my favorite until I tried the applesauce cake. Now that is seriously good. I put that cream cheese icing on that applesauce cake. Now that is a good dessert. Oops. Can't mail without an address. That makes it a little bit difficult. Well, Yoshi, never heard of that one, but I guess a lot of people can be allergic to a lot of different things. Got to be careful with all the processed foods that might have cinnamon in them. I know someone who is allergic to sesame seed, and so he cannot eat hummus. He cannot eat the halvas that are made with sesame seed. He cannot eat anything with sesame oil. If it's got any little bit of sesame in it, he has to avoid it. It's kind of like the spice cake, but it has the apple in it. Oh, wow, yeah. Like I said, Yoshi, you got to be very careful. Yeah, that was no fun. Yeah, my mom has to be careful of how much shellfish she eats, especially if it's like shrimp or crawfish, lobster, any of those, because she has to watch how much iodine she gets. That happened after she went to a hospital for a test, and they did an iodine tracer in through her IV to make something show up if it was present. And, well, that didn't go so well. Thanks for dropping in, Chuck. Catch you on the flip side. Oh, by the way, you should check out Chuck's channel. He's got a camper that he will shoot videos in or nearby. He does mail calls. He does some cooking videos and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, I had that done many years ago. Yeah, when I had to have my thyroid checked for the first time before I found out that my thyroid was not making enough hormone. But I never had a bad reaction to it like my mother did. So before then, she could eat all the seafood she wanted, but after that, nope, she has to be very, very careful. Yeah, it can be strange, but it's stuff like that is becoming more common. Speaking of spiders, when the stink bugs start coming around, I'd love to have a couple of spiders set up shop around my slider and my air conditioning box that sticks out and go after all them dang stink bugs. That's what I would love to do, is find a way to keep them things from coming inside my apartment. But if they do get in, they're so stupid. Stink bugs are so stupid. I can catch them on, get them to walk onto a card or my fly swatter, and I just carry it to the toilet and dunk it in. They're that stupid. They don't realize that they've been caught. Oh wow, that can be a nuisance. Although more of a nuisance was in June when I was camping with Tack from AOK Forging and Adventures and Robin of Redbird 491. some big old roach decided to bite Tack on the back of the neck. And that bugger bit hard. And she was dealing with that for quite some time after that. Now, you wouldn't think that those things would bite you, but this particular one was a big one, and it bit hard. Nope, Wyoming, that's why I say I wish I had a couple of spiders set up shop on the outside of my slider and catch some dang stink bugs before they do get in. But with some of the repairs that have been done around the building during this 2+ year reno that's been going on and still going on, because there's still some work that they need to do around the entry doors. I replaced the windows that were prone to bugs getting in, because you could open those windows, but they had no screens on them. The laundry room window has not been replaced yet, but I think that'll happen pretty soon. That one doesn't have a screen on it, so open that window, bugs can get in. And on either side of the entry door that I use, most often because I'm at the end of the hall, so I just go down the stairwell and I'm out. But bugs can get in through there because that gap in the door frame has not been closed off. Now I have a couple of those set out. But I haven't pulled them in quite some time to see if they're still sticky and what's been in them. But I have 2 more that I can replace them with. I guess that'll do it for the cake. I'm all done with that. I'm just down to my my mango tea and my coffee. I'm just scrolling back through the chat. When that roach bit Tack on the back of the neck, she was sitting at the picnic table that was at our campsite, and she jumped probably more than her height. And she's 4'11", but she probably jumped up probably close to her height. And I think it got captured on one of our videos about, I think she actually cussed. I still got video from that trip that I haven't got up because it's on my other phone, but I try to run it through my, I can't run it through my video editor because I don't have enough memory on it, and I don't want to delete it, but because I don't have a computer, I can't dump it off to run it through on something else. And I don't know what kind of a cable I would need if I were to try to dump it off onto my Kindle. I downloaded a couple of video editors onto that, but I don't know what kind of a cable I would need to dump from my phone to my Kindle. My Kindle uses a USB-C. My phone uses the regular micro USB. So I would need something that can go from one to the other and be able to transfer those video clips over. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I need to do that. Ooh, mee goreng. I like mee goreng. That's some good stuff. I can get that at Hillel Groceries. Yeah, I think Amazon has some flavors that you may not find in a store. Well, being short in some instances can have some advantages. Here is Backwoods Law in the house. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry, I ate all the food. I have nothing left. I made an oops thinking one pouch was an entree, but it turned out to be just rice. So I had an instant rice that I threw in a little garam masala and turmeric in. But then I pulled out some Italian breadsticks, lemon poppy seed pound cake, and a packet of cheese spread, and just went at it. And well, I'm just a little up on you, Wyoming. I'll be 56 in January. And by the way, Backwoods Law, his channel has some pretty awesome stuff on it. Oh, he does live streams on different topics, just like Gil does. And hopefully Will, when he gets better, he can get back to doing videos and live streams. Yeah, my late dad had a boss who was only 4'9", and he used to say that she was no bigger than a minute. Yep. And even when she was pregnant, she did not get very big. Well, Latha, there might be some interesting noodles out there that you probably haven't tried. Black rice noodles. I know where I can get some of those. there are a couple of Asian stores. In fact, there's one just a few blocks from here that I can go and get some black rice noodles. And then I can go a little farther north to another Asian store and try to find some there. And then there's another grocery store a little bit farther west of that that's kind of a mix. It's got some Asian stuff, it's got some Latino stuff, or Caribbean stuff, so I could check there too. Well, Latha, next time I'm in one of those stores, I'll get you some black rice noodles. It's like forbidden rice. Which is a black rice. Oh, kimchi is good. In fact, I think it was a couple years ago, I won from TAC, Available Foraging and Adventures, a jar of the homemade kimchi that she had made, plus Wild Edibles book for Iowa. Yeah, kimchi is very spicy, but if you do it right, it's very flavorful. Now, I don't know how you would make a proper kimchi without all the spice. But that one that TAC made, I think that was so good, I ate the whole jar in one sitting. Yeah, but we lost our Korean restaurant many years ago, and I used to go there to get kimchi. And that was, the first time I tasted it, I was hooked. So every time I went in there, that was what I got. I got kimchi every time. Well, Latha, at least you can get that, so. Maybe there's something you can do to kind of doctor them up so that they at least taste better. Well, thanks for dropping in, Rachel. And next week, I'll be getting into that Titan. It's one of the newest versions from Minotaur Trading Company. And instead of using Mountain House mains, it uses their own. This thing is going bonkers again. Aletha, can you eat ground meats like ground beef, ground turkey? Ground chicken or ground pork? Can you eat any of those? Is that fine enough? Or do you have to avoid that too? But thanks for dropping in, Robert. Yeah, when I did clinicals at nursing homes, some of the residents there had to have their food pureed, or it doesn't look at all like the original form. But thanks for dropping in, Yossi. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, it's daytime over there in Israel where Yossi's at. Early morning, so he's got to go do whatever he's got to do for the job. I'm probably going to go ahead and call this one done anyway, since I have no food left. I done ate it all. I just got a little bit of my French mango tea and my coffee. So I've been on almost 2 hours anyway, so. I have to get one of those bar shakers, Aletha. That might mix it up pretty good if you use one of those. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this done. So I do want to thank you all for watching and hanging out for my kind of weirded out dinner. Wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. I don't care. It is what it is. So, but next week, the new Titan from Minotaur Trading Company, I will select items from that to make a meal, and I'm looking forward to tasting those. So, and again, thanks to Foreign Emery for dropping that super chat earlier. It's much appreciated. So thanks for watching, and catch you on the flip side.